Food, music, and the truth. Streaming on all platforms, including Spotify for podcasters. And we just going to do what we do every week and every Thursday. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm your host, Trick Small, the chef, A.K. Alpha Moon, is in the building with me. First of all, we just like to thank our listeners and our viewers who took the time out of their day to check us out here live at Food for Thought, baby. That's right. No doubt, no doubt. So if you would be so kind as to like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button and that notification so you don't hit or miss any notifications or any of our episodes. We appreciate that, man. Just subscribe right there. Boom. Hit that right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can also check us out at Facebook at Food for Thought 424, Instagram, Food for Thought _ Twitch, Food for Thought, and YouTube at Food for Thought FFT. You can also catch our audio portion of our podcast on Spotify for podcasters, man.
Yep.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man. Food for Thought is going to be taking video submissions of all genres. So if you have original music, original videos, we will be looking over it for consideration to be played here on FFT. You can send the submissions to Food for Thought 1424 at Gmail. And please make sure that it's a MP4 file so we can open it up and check it out and be able to use it on the show. Hopefully not too much profanity, not too many. You guys know what it is, man. Okay. So we want to do that. And so what's up, brother D? What's up, man? How's your weekend? Yeah, man.
Weekend was good.
Yeah.
Weekend was good. Just getting ready for this this election. So I went in, did my whole ballot thing, my early joint.
Right. So how was that over there in North Carolina? It was long lines or what was up?
No, I do the it was early, so I just did the mail-in ballot, you know what I'm saying, fill it out, drop it in, you know what I mean, just getting ready for, the primaries, majors. You know what I mean? It's real important that, we really take notice on what's really going on with this, with the whole election and stuff like that. I don't think it's good for anybody just to sit back on a couch, because you don't like either one of the candidates. Go out, do what you got to do, and make your voice heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it heard. I'm a union man, so you know how that goes. Like,
yeah. Like I was saying on the last episode, this year is going to be something to remember, man. With all the wars going on, with the elections, with the migrants, with us here in the United States trying to survive ourselves. It's going to be really something this year. And we just want to make sure that we have a platform to talk to you guys too. So that way when things go down, or if anything go down, you can hear it from this platform. We can get it to you straight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I mean, we don't get too much into the political thing and stuff like that, but sometimes you gotta say what's on your mind. We speak the truth. We say what we say, how we feel. You know, if somebody else feel different, they more than welcome, because you know it's always there to listen. When a wise man talks, a wise man listens,
No
takes
doubt.
in the things he needs, throws away the things he doesn't. Right. So
Yeah.
we listen. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? As long as somebody else can reciprocate that as well. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That
Right.
person can't really hear. You only
Yeah.
hear mumbling. So
Yeah.
just
But
gotta do what you gotta do.
on another note, man, how's the grandbaby, man?
Oh, she doing good.
Sniper, you know.
Yeah, she's doing good. We plan on going down there, you know, after she get her shots and everything like that. So
Right.
we be down there, grandma and me be down there, and see Zeno, you know what I'm saying? Bless up,
Okay.
Snipe, what's up,
Yeah.
family, old family. So she doing good though, getting healthy, getting strong. He being the dad, you know what I'm saying? I see some of the pictures. I gotta send you some of the pictures. So
Right. I gotta get
yeah,
some.
so, yeah, I gotta send you some of them. So everything is good, all love, you know, by the grace of God, all law, everything is good, you know.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's big up with that, man. Um, I was looking at the news yesterday or the day before yesterday, I believe, 2 days ago, maybe. And I was so happy uh because Albert Einstein School of Medicine in the Bronx. That was a little tongue twister there. Sorry about that. Um, the Morris section of the Bronx, right, was given $1 billion to cover all medical students' tuition while they was attending school. $1 billion.
That's a big bag right there.
Yo, the donation was given to the school by Dr. Ruth Gottesman, 93-year-old widow who was a longtime professor there also.
Okay.
And her husband was got into some stocks and got into some wealth, some good wealth, right? And he died in 2022, I believe, and left a fortune, and told her on his deathbed, do what you think is right with the money.
Wow.
You know, and she did what she thought was right. And
So that's it.
big
That's
up to
like, yeah.
the doctor, man. Big up to the doctor, man. Because that's a school in the Bronx. You know that you know a lot of kids, they can't afford to go to school. You know, school for them each semester in medical school is like $60,000, dude. $60,000 a semester, and by the time they graduate, they like over 200,000 in the hole. You know what I'm saying? So this donation that she gave them allows them to go to school without no worries, without worrying about how I'm going to pay this back when I get out of here. They can go straight to their job as their medical professions they are and do what they got to do, man, instead of just you know, worrying about tuition.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, you've been in the medical field, you know, wifey's in the medical field.
Yeah.
So going to school and me, you know, being working at, you know, NYU and seeing the students and, you know, they go through a lot. Like a lot of the students go, but the medical, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
you know the medical engineering, that's a big bag to hold down, especially if you're coming from different places where you know you don't have that you know that money like that. So you
Yeah.
know I seen students, man. We was on patrol, like students couldn't take it no more. They was committing suicide and you know stuff like that because they felt they was a failure to their family and wasted money, you know, and stuff like that. It's hard, man. So that's a blessing, man. That's like paying it forward because she
Yeah.
worked there as well, right?
Yeah, she was a professor there.
Okay.
And even when I was going to medic school, because I'm going to medic school and working at the same time, you know what I'm saying? And thank God that I had the opportunity to get the grants and stuff like that or whatever to cover the stuff. And then Biden had last year that forgiveness thing, and I'm glad I fell into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people weren't able to fall into that forgiveness thing, and I just caught it right at the end, and that cleared up my my loans. But I was thinking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I graduate now. I start working. Where all most of my money is going to pay for this damn school I just went to.
Well, you had got me nervous for a minute, because when you said I was thinking the same thing, I was thinking about what I said about the students committing suicide and stuff. I was just, what are you talking? Let's clear that up for the FFT audience, I think. Okay.
No, that's just you know, just wondering, like, you know, where I'm gonna get the money from. You know what I'm saying, to finish paying this off, man. And so it's one the donation that the doctor gave is one of the largest charitable donations to the education system.
Wow.
One of the largest in the United States, and probably the largest in the medical field, period. The largest donation. So once again, let's thanks to the Dr. Ruth and her husband that passed away. Rest in peace, and thank you for that donation. We appreciate that. So I see in the chat, I see a couple of people in the chat. D Music, I see you, man. Oh, Sayas, hi, you doing, my girl? Long time no see. Thank you for joining the show. My man,
Bubba J. Mariah, I see Mariah in there. Yeah.
And my boy Lamont. Lamont. Big up Lamont. What's up, Lamont, man? Big him up, man, because he joined the Fire FDNY too as well. So we were both over there at the same time. And I run into him on occasions over there. And remember, Lamont used to be the Wagner dude with the bikes, the BMX bikes.
Of course.
Yes.
Low cut.
Yeah. Even today, still doing this thing on the bike. Lamont, big up.
Big up. What was it? Apollo 5s and all of those joints? Huffies.
No, he wasn't on no Huffy. He was.
No, I'm saying back in the days, that's when we had the Apollo 5s and the Huffies and all that.
Yeah, but he was on bikes that you couldn't even afford. I couldn't afford the box. He was bikes.
He was on that California Love joint.
Yeah, man. The bikes he was having was like, couldn't even afford it. I was making my bikes. I was building my bikes, putting them together, and this dude going in the store and just copping one like thousands of dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
But big up, y'all. Big up. Thanks for everybody. What we got, D?
Yeah. Today we're gonna be discussing once again who we are and why we're here, right? Mm-hmm. Today we got the legendary hip hop cultures, music, mixtape icon. We got Jibbo the Pro. Jibbo the Pro.
Oh my goodness. Yes, sir, in the building, man. He's gonna be here today, man.
We also have the legendary, the one and only hip hop photographer, Joe Conzo.
Big up.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be a goodie, man. We're gonna chop it up, you know what I mean, do what we do. It's gonna be a funny time, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. So hopefully everybody can tune in, because you guys might hear things that y'all never knew or never heard before, and it's gonna be a fun show today, man. Because these brothers are not only legends and pioneers of the hip hop world, they are friends to us. So we're gonna chop it up with them. Also today I'll be making some grilled salmon with some sauteed asparagus. You guys don't want to miss that at all. We also gonna have some music videos, some news, and some more stuff going on at that time. BK Pinky is gonna be in the building.
I was just getting ready to ask you that. Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the building today, man. He got some. Yeah, he got some news. he want to talk about, man, and we see what's going on with him today.
Yeah, I know because he was burning up the email, burning up the phone. Like, yo, I got to drop this, man. So I'm eager to see what he gonna hit us with. You know what I'm saying? You know, he always come some of that Brooklyn love. Like that's how he do. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be real interesting to see what's going on with him.
Yeah, but our guest today, man, is just like I was saying. They were just icons, and I just hope people could tune in, and their viewers and fans could tune in today too. Because as you guys know, we always have problems with Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we have Instagram issues is one is because it's a vertical platform. So this is a horizontal platform, and if we put this platform on there, you're only going to see the middle. You won't even see me and my brother. We'll be cut out of the screen. That's one reason. Two reasons is that Instagram only allows only up to 1 hour of recording.
Yep.
This is a 2-hour show, so whatever is going to get cut off is going to get cut off, and nobody's going to see it. So what we're going to do is a pre-production, pre-post or pre-production. When we're done, we get it together and we put it on Instagram so you guys can see it, because that's the way we're going to have to do it until Instagram get together and get their stuff together. You know what I mean?
Hopefully they'll get that they'll get that together, you know, because people like, you know, you don't want to be streaming and doing that for no hour. You know what I'm saying? When we do things, we do it like we do it. So
exactly.
We gotta get it right. And we've
and
been sending them emails and all this and that kind of stuff.
And I think Facebook and StreamYard, everybody's been sending notices over to Instagram to try to change that platform. And I think once they change that platform, we'll be good, man. We'll be good.
I hope so. I mean, I hope so. What you got for the people? Let me see. Today, you were speaking about the difference between what was it? The difference between what hip hop is today and what it, you know, how it used to be, and the artists and stuff like that. Remember we were talking about that like earlier?
Oh yeah, we was touching on that a couple of episodes back about people are not dedicated to the hip hop no more. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think it's just all about the money.
Commercial. That's what we're saying. They got commercial,
right.
and watered down, like.
Right, and since people could make money on their own, they don't need a record company. They don't need a distribution. They don't need, you know, these things. So people don't really care about
the art form,
the history,
the essence.
Yes.
You know, it's
who's who and who invented this and what's what, and you know.
Yeah, that's why we do a lot of that, you know, like showing where it came from, who was part of it from the beginning. I mean, it's important, you know, for people to understand that.
Yeah. So it's just you know, I mean, what can we do now? You know what I'm saying? But just watch the ball roll. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta keep dropping MCs.
And when we came out, we rolled the ball. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was hopping on it. Everybody was doing their thing. Everybody was trying to be different, trying to, you know, make something out of this hip hop thing. You know, and it got us out of the ghetto.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got us off the streets, man. And a lot of us, if it wasn't for hip hop, man,
we'd be lost,
or we'd be in jail.
Yeah. No, and it ain't even the ones that made it. It's just even the ones that just believed in the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that ain't even make it big, or what they thought they was going to make it big, or whatever their fantasy is, but it still saved them too. You know what I'm saying? How it saved them to me is because they had a dream. And as long as they can keep reaching for that dream and pursuing that dream, they have faith. You know,
Right.
you got, you know, that's what it is. So it saved brothers too and sisters, you know, families, you know.
No doubt. What I want to do now, I want to get into this short before our guests come on. I want to get into this short clip video, and then we'll get into them coming on. How that sound?
Yeah, I see. We got the cons. We got the bullpen getting pulled up. I was waiting around for Jibbo. See if he come in. You know,
just text him real quick.
Okay.
And we'll keep going on with this this video real quick. You know what I mean?
Make sure.
Yeah. Here we go, y'all.
There was no social media. There was nothing. The first hip hop photographer is Joe Conzo, a Puerto Rican brother who took. We would not have any documentary you ever seen. Supreme Team. This. You would not have no footage if it wasn't for Joe Conzo.
Joe Conzo.
Joe Conzo.
Joe Conzo.
Hip hop didn't invent anything, it reinvented everything.
I just want to say thank you because this is the proof. You have the receipts that you were there. And not only were you there, you captured everything that is sentient. You know, like when I look at it, I can feel the energy of what was happening in the room, and it's very spontaneous, and
that's the highest form of compliment any photographer can have, is somebody looking at a photograph of theirs and almost being transported back into time to feel it. You know, it's not in generic pose.
Right.
This was an innocent time. Innocent time.
Known hip-hop intimately, and in a way the artists themselves don't even know it, okay? They've seen history, they've made history.
And aren't we lucky for it?
Yes.
Joe Conzo from the South Bronx has been taking pictures of all aspects of hip-hop for decades. It makes sense then that Joe would fix his lens on our other guest, Crazy Legs, the man that took the beats of hip-hop and almost through osmosis created moves that seem to defy the laws of physics. The b-boy from the Bronx that so many kids on the block tried to emulate, including this kid right here.
Oh, wow. Please welcome two pioneers in hip-hop and icons, okay, from the Bronx, Joe Conzo and Crazy Legs. Great to have you both here. Yes!
You're an honorary Puerto Rican today, in case you didn't know.
Thank you. Awesome. This one has been very excited. I'm talking about you guys non-stop.
It's true.
Thank you for having us.
It is wonderful to have you. I'm going to start with you first, Joe. You're like the personal paparazzo to hip-hop. You were there from the beginning. But what possessed you to pick up a camera?
I just, you know, again, I wasn't that athletic kid growing up or, you know, basketball athletic. I fell in love with photography, and my parents, God bless them, supported it, and I was the only kid in the neighborhood with a camera, and the rest is history.
Bro. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit running on diesel, dog. Playing with my nigga, shit is lethal, dog. Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it now, you gotta show me.
Neck tat, say Onika. I got more saps than Rivera. When you lose the queen, niggas friendly, dawg. Niggas just got your back like Wembley, dawg. Now you on the way back up in the Bentley, dawg. Turn lemons into lemonade simply, dawg. Oh boy, yeah, my brother tried to end me, dawg.
Jibbo the Pro.
Let me see you shake them shakers. 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 Let me see you shake them shakers.
Tease me, baby. Turn around and just tease me, baby. You know what I want, what I need, baby.
Let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say it.
Turn around and just tease me, baby. You know what I want.
way. On the dance floor, no panties in the way. I take my time with it. When you close to me, don't want no dumb shit. Wanna fuck me like Ethan and Josie. I was trying to lay low, taking it slow. When I'm fucking again, hey, let's celebrate.
I got Puerto Rican building. I got Puerto Ricans building.
I'm a Puerto Rican, and not just for a weekend. I'm the reason the white lady called the precinct. This year the pride is extra. When I provide the texture, selector from El Barrio. I survive the pressure. I'm old school, but I respect the new semester. Alexa, I need you to play the best of Hector. Bless the 4,645 that left us. Bow to the ancestors, cause they protect us. From the chest, what I rep is dope. Fitting to turn your headphones to a stethoscope, filling me head to toe and tell the depths of your soul. These are both the pros visions. I project with the flow. You connect with the clothes, cause my collection is woe. The rap Hector Lavoe with the impeccable flow. I told you I'm old school, sometimes antisocial. My go-to dance hall dance is the bogle. I'm global. Know a dude named Toshi Nobu. You know dude can produce DJ and flow too.
Food for
So
thought.
true.
A new year calls for a new kind of podcast.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long year. Stole many a man's soul of faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain. Made damn sure the fire washed his hands and sealed his flame. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. But what does that do with the nature of my game?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. Oh man. I just gave you a little bit of Conzo. I gave you Jibbo. You know, tonight's guest is not only friends of ours, but he is a New York City's own mixtape DJ legend and producer. He has created thousands of mixtapes starting from the 1990s with his partner, Double R, DJ Ray, Double R, which catapulted them both into mixtape celebrities. Help me welcome the world-renowned mixtape king, Jibbo, the pro. What's up, Jibbo?
My guys, what's good?
Good. What's good?
Oh man, it's good to see y'all, man.
Yeah, man. And joining us also today is the first photographer of hip hop, the creator of hip hop, the hip hop Bible through photography. This brother I have known for years. I worked with him as an EMT paramedic in the New York City Fire Department, Emergency Services. He has a book out, Born in the Bronx, a visual record of early days of hip hop. Let's welcome and make some noise for the one and only and legendary Joe Conzo, baby. What's up, baby?
Brother
What's
Joe.
going on?
My bruv.
When the last time you two seen each other?
It's been a little minute.
Yeah.
We ran into each other at the Wild Styles anniversary at the Jeffrey Deitch Gallery.
That's right. That was the last time.
I think I tried to pickpocket your wallet and shit, and you were like,
And I think I tried to take your jacket.
There you go.
I think that's what it was.
Reverb on his,
Yeah, you got a little reverb.
I do?
Yeah. You got a little reverb on.
What do I need to do?
I'm
using my headphones. I could just take them off.
Yeah. I think it's the headphones.
Let's see if that works. Hold on.
Yeah, brother.
Well, he's the mix king. He needs that reverb and shit.
How is it now? How do I sound now?
It's still there, but a little better. But it's still there, a little better.
Sorry.
That's good. That
might be my connection is not the best where I'm at.
Yeah. But people don't know us four here on the screen has mad history.
Yeah.
A lot of history.
Bad history. Actually, I think Joe didn't even know that we knew you. I think, right, Joe?
It was a couple months ago when you posted something on social media, and Jibbo commented on it, and I was like, "Yo, Gil, that's my man." Trent and I worked the streets of the South Bronx, saving lives and delivering babies, and then he was like, "Oh my God!" You know.
Joe,
that was the mixtape.
What's crazy is that these guys, along with a pair of twins that they roll with, you know, that's like
John
family.
Haring.
They were my security. They were me and Double R security back in the days.
Yeah.
So whenever we would DJ parties all up in the Bronx, all up in Harlem. They were just rolling with us. It was carrying crates, and they were security, and it was top notch, man. These guys were like, it was a moment.
Yeah, you talked about what, the early late 80s, or mid?
Let's say early 90s, when we were doing parties around the way. We had the none of us. I mean, we had the El Barrio car service. That was we would pack up the equipment in there, and there was a special one that had like a big station wagon, and we would pack the equipment in there, and it was crazy.
Yeah. Me
and Red Specs was talking like in the first episode, and first of all, it's an honor to have y'all here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like it's an honor, and I haven't spoken to G in a minute, you know, but we was informing and telling the FFT audience that, you know, the essence of hip hop and how important it is to us, and we were mentioning like the 6 elements of hip hop, you know, which is 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I hear you.
Which is hip hop, right? So we got DJing, we got MCing, we got breakdancing, we got graffiti, we got like poetry, the arts, and you know, the arts and stuff. For me, like seeing y'all here, this is what I remember coming up in the back of Wagner Park. You know, this is like the essence.
Under the bridge.
Yeah, under the bridge. You know, it's like it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's like it's crazy, and we always say like hip hop is the music, the culture, right? Hip hop is the culture. Rap is the music. Right. Rap manifests itself into the hip hop culture, right? And that's how we get all these little different elements that spring off to like b-boying and photography and poetry, and it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, and you guys embody that.
I tell you what, man, Joe is one of my personal heroes, man. Like not only his contributions to hip hop. You know, God rest her soul, Joe's mom was quite a strong force, a real activist in, you know, in speaking up for Puerto Rican people in New York City, in the Bronx especially. But she was just a force of nature, man. And we lost her recently. But God bless, man. She's you know, she is, you know, she's where you get it from, Joe. You know what I'm saying? It's you come from like just this amazing family where your dad is, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on some of your intros and stuff, but
no, go ahead. This is it, man.
You know, your dad like rolling with that whole Fania, you know, contingent, you know, Celia, Tito, you know, you know, that you come from that and then did something on your own that is, you know, that is noteworthy. You know, most kids that have parents like that, it's a hard act to follow, right? It's like Jordan's kid or like Ewing's kid, right? It's like,
G, I gotta be honest with you. Thank you for those accolades. I really do. I embraced my family legacy 110%. But it was difficult growing up. The grandson of,
Sure.
Right. You had to
finding
repeat
my own
yourself.
identity.
Mhm.
It was difficult.
I'm sure that
Until
was.
I was older that I embraced it and found my own lane through photography, hoping to make them proud of what I did. And Trent can attest to it. My career in the fire department, I veered off and became a union delegate, ultimately becoming the vice president of the fire department union, EMS union, in to follow the legacy of my parents and my grandparents for basic human rights, basic dignity of our people, our co-workers, our people of the Bronx. So for you to say that, I truly
Listen, it's you're a hero, man. I mean, again, culturally, where you come from, your own contributions, and then, as a member of the fire department, saving lives, like literally saving.
And listen, that was a hard job,
All right,
Well-
my turn. This guy right here, Jibbo, besides being the music genius that he is, he wears a lot of hats too.
Yep.
Okay. And for him to wear a hat running one of the biggest charitable foundations, the Keep Haring Foundations, that also support so many community arts groups throughout the city, probably throughout the country. My hat's off to Jibbo for that.
Big up.
Because
Big up.
big up to him for that. And, what he gives back every day, what he does is just an attestament to who he is as a person. So I had to throw it back to you, G.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
So since we here and we at the beginning of this interview, tell us a little about who you are and where you come from. We could start with Jibbo so the viewers will know and the fans will know.
Cool. So I go by the name of Jibbo the Pro, and Jibbo is a short version of Gilberto, which was my father's name. And it's kind of a nod to my dad. Like my dad named me Gilbert, right? He took the O off, and in a way, Jibbo is kind of putting it back and saluting my dad. So it's Jibbo, right? And I'm from the Wagner Projects of Spanish Harlem.
Yeah. Back of the back, baby.
Yeah. So Second Ave, 2400. And my roots are deep there, man. My roots are deep in El Barrio. I lived all over that neighborhood. I lived in Wagner. I lived in 1199. I lived on Pleasant Avenue. I lived on 108th Street, 115th Street, 122nd Street, like deep. Like I lived all over that barrio. So it's just my village, And when I was, I don't know, I want to say maybe in my early 20s, well, actually, my brother was the one that really got me started in DJing. He is older than me by something like 10 or 12 years, right? And he was in the Navy, and he brought some equipment home during leave and told me not to touch it until he got back.
And you touched it.
Yeah. Knowing G, he got it.
Hard-headed.
Yeah, needless to say, what was happening in the streets and me just being super interested and having those two turntables and a mixer in my house, there was just no way I wasn't going to touch it. So I got very interested in it. And then years later, this guy, Double R, who's from my same projects, excuse me, asked me to do him a favor. He asked me to do some scratches for him for a tape that he was working on. And he comes to my apartment. I have like a little studio in my bedroom, and he sees this machine that I use, right? And I use the machine to make demos. Now Ray was already making tapes by himself. Most of the tapes he was making was freestyle, house and reggae, not really hip hop. So he sees this machine that I have. It's called a 4-track. And
we were just talking about that. Remember last episode, my 4-track.
The way Ray was making tapes, it was like a mad scientist. Like he only had one turntable, he had 2 tape decks, and the top of the tape decks was unscrewed. So he's recording, a song onto one tape, using another tape, like just insane stuff. Like using a bobby pin to speed up the speed on the tape. Crazy shit.
MacGyver. The MacGyver thing.
Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. So he's MacGyvering the situation, right? But his tapes sound like there are 4 things happening at the same time. And it's perfection. It is unlike anything that was out at the time, right? The only thing I could compare it to is the Latin Rascals, what they were doing on the radio, right? So he sees this machine that I'm doing, and I'm trying to impress him. So I show him this little mix that I did on the machine, similar to what he was doing, but hip hop. And the light went off. It was just like, yo, you could do that with that. I've been doing this the hard way all this time. So we got together and we started making tapes. And then the first tape that we did together was tape number 9 in 1991. And the first tape, in a way, like it got criticized. Like people were like, it was so different that people didn't, you know what I mean? Like we weren't talking on the tape. We weren't like,
you weren't doing the Funk Master Flex thing on it.
We weren't doing the Kid Capri thing. We weren't doing what other people did. We would say our name once on the tape, once on each side, and that was it. But the mixes and the intros were like,
that was crazy.
So it caught on. It caught on. By the time we got to like tape number, I don't know, 10, 11. 11 was a reggae tape. So we started adding that element to it. Number 12 was like...
12 is right here behind me.
Bro, like 12 was just insane.
Oh, that 12, man.
Oh, man.
He don't want to put it up. He don't want to put it up. How many people got that 12?
I need a copy of that. I need a copy of that.
That's an original copy, too. That's not... That's not
original copies. And the other one, 21. 21 and 12.
Oh, man, good tapes. So, the tapes were so innovative. People were trying to figure out how we made them because they sounded like you had to have 4 turntables, because it was so crazy. Like, how fast are they? Like, how are they doing this?
How are they blending and mixing it?
It's impossible to do like just live like that. So, the tapes caught on. We got like a sound. The tapes looked very special. Sometimes we would make our own lengths of tape. So, like at a store, you could buy like a 90-minute tape, a 60-minute tape. Later on, we got so sophisticated that we started doing like 111 minutes. But we started doing like 99 minutes, like really specific and really tailored.
Wow.
So that way, if you try to bootleg it, you couldn't get the whole tape.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were doing craziness like that. And that's just really, that's really like the genesis of the Jibbo and Double R, thing. Like it was just 2 brothers, a Puerto Rican, myself. Ray is a Dominican, and we're both from the same projects. He's a little older than I am. He's like, I want to say 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
So back when we were kids, there was a big difference. Like, like when we were coming up as teens, we didn't hang together because 5 years was a very big difference.
Yeah, he already had a mustache already.
But in our 20s, it evened out, and he was, in a sense, my mentor.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of something really, really special.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Jibbo the Pro, Double R.
Double R, man. Good job. So Conzo, you up next, man. About you and where you come from, brother.
Listen, I'm just a kid from the South Bronx that fell in love with photography at a young age. I think I'm the oldest out of this panel right here. I'm 61 years old. I was just fortunate enough to pick up a hobby that turned into a passion, that turned into a love, which was photography. I happened to have gone to school with two pillars of the hip hop culture, Easy AD and DJ Tony Tone of the Cold Crush Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a high school photographer, and I got invited to take pictures up at the T Connection back in 78, 79 of this group called the Cold Crush Brothers that they were putting together. And I tell the story, I was kidnapped that night up in the North Bronx.
Is it true that you became their personal photographer? They took
You gotta
on-
understand something. This was the height of disco. So
Right.
I'm going to Bonds, International, Studio 54, bell bottom jeans, marshmallow shoes.
Marshmallows. You had the AJs too, the
the whole
overlap?
9 yards. The big collar shirts, big afro.
Now the AJ wasn't out yet.
Yeah. And then I get invited up to the North Bronx, Gun Hill Road and whatever, White Plains Road with T Connection. And I see this Puerto Rican DJ named Charlie Chase playing my parents' records, but playing it in a way that I never heard it played before, which blew me away. So I tell the story, that's the night I was kidnapped into hip hop culture.
Right.
So I became the official photographer for the Cold Crush Brothers, who through them I got to photograph Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, Treacherous 3, Funky 4+1, Fearless 4, you name it, the whole first generation of this hip hop culture. And not knowing that, I was amassing archives of images that later on in life would bring me all over the world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Because, it was such a short period of time. It was 77 to 85. And then I put the camera down because I was dealing with some personal demons. I was homeless, living in the street, this, that, and the other. Finally got my shit together, started working for the fire department. And it was Henry Chalfant who gave me a call, who was doing the documentary Mamo the Hip Hop, and wanted to license one of my images that he had saw on Charlie Chase's mantle. And I got a call or an email from Henry. And Henry's like, I'm doing this documentary. I'd like to license this image. And can I give you $300? And I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, Mom, you still got all my negatives from back in the days? He goes, yep. And the rest is history. That documentary came out. MTV, VH1, everybody and their mother started calling me. And, so I may be considered one of the first, but I'm one of the last.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying. So, Martha Cooper was already established, Ernie Panicoli, Jeanette Beckman, all these famous photographers, books, this, that, and the other. So,
but were they doing it? Hip-hop? Was it hip hop or they were doing something?
Oh yeah, Martha Cooper's known for her b-boys and stuff. Jeanette Beckman did all.
Yeah, but Joe, you were from that though. That's the thing.
Exactly. That's what sets me apart.
Exactly. You came up in it.
Bill Adler from Def Jam wrote in a book, Jeff Chang book, saying Joe Conzo is the greatest of all the hip hop photographers because he came from within the culture.
Oh, don't get into it because I got something for you, Joe.
You know what I'm saying? So, I may have some of the most earliest images, but I'm the last to be sought after or known because here I come in 2000, 2001, and I'm like, yo, my images predate all of your images.
Yeah.
Right.
All of your images.
And what's really cool is that you guys, Joe, are a community. I just recently met Jeanette Beckman, and I absolutely adore her. Like she is just like so precious, and she speaks so highly of you and you know the rest of that fraternity, right? Because it's a small number of you guys that were really early. You know,
we're all friends. We travel the world together. We do exhibitions together. If I don't have an image, I'm saying contact JB or Marty or whatever. If they don't have an image, they say contact Joe. So we're tight knit.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
We
That's what they need now.
don't have the beefs that b-boys and b-girls have, or MCs have, or DJs have, or anything like that.
Yeah. So that's the question to get to. Like, you both are definitely, or the definition of hip hop culture as pioneers. Joe, hip hop photographer, creator, author. Jibbo the pro, DJ, producer, and stuff like that. A legendary mixtape artist. Do you think the culture need more people like you guys to keep it going, or you know, instead of having these guys just here just trying to get a bag and just move on, you know, to keep the hip hop spirit alive, to keep this alive, you know what I mean?
I mean, listen, the culture is what it is, okay? You know, it has to grow. It, you know, started in the Bronx, went to the South, went to the West Coast, this, that, and the other. It's universal. I get so much love overseas. You know, they're doing phenomenal things overseas. It has to grow. I may not agree on some of the directions it has gone or it's going, but it's just like a child growing up. They have to find its own lane and this, that, and the other. I support true school, old school, whatever you want to call it, hip hop. I support what Jibbo has done all these years. You know, funny story is, Jibbo and I met through Crazy Legs.
I was just going to ask you that. That's what I was going to ask. When did you two guys?
Legs and I were doing a panel at the Museum of City of New York about 15, 20 years ago. And Jibbo came and was in the audience, and Legs shouted him out. And like, I had heard of Jibbo, but never met him. And it's Legs who introduced us, and we've become, you know, best of friends ever since then. You know, I support everything he does, what his wife does, you know, what his foundation does, and vice versa. You know, so, but getting back to your question, you know, there are people out there like the four of us who still do what they do and support the culture in his own, but, you know, it has to grow. I don't agree with, you know, how it's going in some directions, but like any genre of music or any culture, it's gonna go.
It's gotta grow.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have a similar thought about it. You know, I feel like here in the U.S., I heard somebody describe it like this, and this is from a overseas perspective. They say, you know, you guys in the U.S., you guys don't do hip hop anymore. You do business. And when you hear, like when you go outside of the US, right, that real spirit of hip hop, like you see the Palestinian kid that be rhyming?
Yep.
Dogs, like he's standing behind what looks like the South Bronx in 1978.
Yeah.
He's in an actual war zone.
War zone. Yep. War
and
zone.
He's rhyming for his life, bro. Like
in his native tongue.
And he's a young kid. He can't be more than 13. He can't be. So that essence, that true essence of really trying to get a message out there, you know, it has nothing to do with getting a bag. You know, like what we do here is and I say we, I say meaning like people here in the States. You know, they delve into some of the more negative aspects of the culture or of what they see. You know, people want to tell stories about gang stuff or drug stuff, and it gets glorified. You know, it's almost like when we watch, I don't know, like The Godfather or Goodfellas, right? We love those movies because we're as adults, we understand that that's talking about some real stuff. And it's entertaining because there's a certain element to it that's illegal and that it's
intriguing.
Like underground.
It's intriguing. It's
It
like
is intriguing.
it's like what they want to hear, and not to get too political with it, because Alpha would, but it comes from the top, because we've experienced that when we went out back in the days handing out this. They want you to sound like this or sound like that, and that's what I mean when it starts from the top. But if you stand firm and stand rooted like we did, then you just continue to do what you want and don't be a cookie cut artist.
I think that's because a real artist.
And I really think now, me personally, I think that old essence of hip hop is coming back, because you got rappers like Rhapsody and these different people. Like that essence of hip hop is coming back. It's like I think Bishop said, a touch of the past sprung up from the undergrounds, emerged in the future. So don't mess around. It's coming back now. It's a touch of the past.
I don't think it ever left really. I think there's always now listen, it doesn't get highlighted.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't get highlighted. It gets covered and it gets,
we want it highlighted like that Public Enemy.
Right,
we want it highlighted like, like that KRS-One.
Right.
That brand Nubian. We that's what I mean by the essence, and that's what I mean by the top. It gets watered down.
I think it'll get there. I think it'll get there again.
Yeah,
because there's enough people. There's enough of the elders that are still out there, that are still active. The KRS-One, the Chuck D's. I met Chuck D in LA, bro. We had a conversation. I mean, I was just like blown away. Like I couldn't believe that I'm standing next to Chuck D from Public Enemy, and we kicking it.
So down to earth, so supportive, so everything.
Oh my God! And we're just listen, man. Just
G, 2 questions for G. How many mixtapes do you think you and Ray? It's crazy. You and Ray put out or sold? And also, I see that little sweatshirt you got on there. You know what I'm saying? I see that. So could you tell the people who keep hearing this? You just could, yeah.
All right. So for the first question is, me and Ray put out, let me see, tape number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Why did you start with 9?
So 9, because Ray was already making tapes before me.
Okay.
And he had already made 8 tapes.
Okay.
Before me. So we started with 9. We should have started at 1 because it was a thing, but we wanted it to continue. So from 9 to 21, right? And then we skipped 22, 23, and we went right to 25.
Why?
Weird. I don't know why, because we hadn't put out a tape in a long time. So I don't know what the math is, but copies of those, listen, I cannot even begin to tell you how many copies of tapes we sold, because
I could only imagine.
It was international. Like we were doing craziness, like to get those tapes, not only throughout the city, but like, we were doing like crazy stuff.
Yeah, I remember going to your crib.
Hawaii. People in Hawaii were ordering them. Like it was insane.
That's crazy. I remember going to your crib, and I walk in there, I see all these machines, these copy machines, all these machines up from the floor to the ceiling. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this?
At the height, we had 100 tape decks, all making copies. Now, Joe, check it out. There's a machine, right, that could make the tapes fast. We didn't want that. We didn't like it because the quality of the tape was terrible. So instead, what we did, so that machine cost, I don't know, like $1,000 or something like that. So for that same 1,000, we could buy 10 tape decks and link them up, and set them up, daisy chain with the electricity and all of that. And we have 100, and with one button, they would go off at the same time.
Wow. Nice.
Bro, it was insane. It was insane. So that's the tape stuff.
Okay.
Now the Keith Haring stuff. What was the question about Keith Haring? Who was he?
Yes, tell the FAT, tell the Food for Thought audience who he was. And
so Keith Haring Keith Haring was this guy, right? He was an artist. He came to New York City in 1978 from Pennsylvania, right? So he's this white kid, you know, kind of looks a little like nerdish and goofy. And he comes to New York in 1978, right? And he goes to art school. He goes to this school called the School of Visual Arts.
My alma mater.
That's your alma mater?
I did 2 years as
Look
VA.
at that. Look at that.
So he happened to come at a very good time, right? Because of what was happening in New York City, downtown at that time, right? People like Basquiat, people like Jean-Michel Basquiat, people like Kenny Scharf, people like, you know, Fab Five Freddy is starting to discover downtown and starting to bring uptown culture downtown. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And these guys are creating art, but they're not really recognized by the established art world. Right? So what do? They put on shows for themselves to impress each other. Right? So they put on shows, they do performances, and it's like they like hang out at these little clubs where they do these exhibitions, these shows. So much so that the established art world starts to notice. They're like, what are these kids up to? They don't. So that's how a Keith Haring, a Jean-Michel Basquiat, a Kenny Scharf, that's how these guys start to get recognized. 1982, Keith has a show at this gallery called the Tony Shafrazi Gallery.
You said that with ease.
And it was one of the most important shows of its time because nothing like it had happened before it and probably since. Because back then, you know, like when you go to an art gallery, it was like 2 or 3 paintings. You know, it was very quiet. It was very buttoned up. It was like maybe 20 people would go to an opening in a suit. And it was very, you know, this was not that. This was all the walls were covered. This was a DJ was there. This was people breakdancing in the gallery. It was madness. It was like, it was a sign of the times. There was something was happening where, you know, hip hoppers were meeting with punk rockers and cultures were clashing. And it was just magic that was happening at that time. So this guy, Keith Haring, you know, just became like, he just started doing these, like, not only paintings, not only drawings, but then he starts drawing chalk drawings in the subway. And he did it at every station, up and down, every line, you know, and people didn't understand, like the graffiti guys in the beginning were like, yo, who's this?
Who's this tag?
Chalk, like chalk, bro. Like everybody's rocking with spray. This dude's rocking with chalk. And he's not doing letters like the graffiti guys are doing. He's doing like these, kind of like these stick figures, kind of like these guys, right? Kind of like, you know, kind of like those guys. So they didn't get it at first, but in graffiti, there's a concept that gets you very respected in graffiti, and that's called getting up. In graffiti, if you get up, meaning you up everywhere, you at the number 2, you at the number 5.
All city.
You all
city, baby.
Not everybody could say that they was all city. So if you get to be all city status, they respect you, bro. It's like they can't even deny it. It's like, okay, he's not doing what we're doing, but damn, he's up. He's all city.
Yeah.
So he earned a very difficult respect to earn, which was like the graffiti guys' respect. And he just worked and worked and worked and became, you know, super famous, started doing shows all over the world.
Yeah, his artwork is like all over the world.
It's all over the world, and it's very accessible. Like children liked it because it was like, you know, it's very accessible. It's not like trying to like be too, you know, it's not over your head. Like you could see it and get something from it right away. It's almost like a cave drawing, right? It's almost like very primitive.
Yes.
Hieroglyphics. Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like
that's the word. Yes, that's
right?
the word.
In a sense, it tapped into people's like a primitive.
Yeah, it resonated.
That you already had in you.
Yeah.
Jibbo, can I ask you a question? Would you consider him, besides a phenomenal artist, he was an activist also?
Oh yes,
absolutely an activist.
Yes,
you know, and that set him apart from a lot of the graph legends. So
yes, no, it still does. You know, his subway drawings, in a way, were an act of activism.
Yeah.
Right. So think about it this way, right? Like he has this concept of like, if people want to appreciate art, they shouldn't have to just be able to go to a museum. They shouldn't have to go to a gallery. Not everybody goes to a gallery. Not everybody goes to a museum. So his idea was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring art to the people, because art, and this was his mantra, art is for everybody.
Yes.
So what he did was he did these chalk drawings all over the subway. So if you on your way to work, you get off at 51st, you walk by this thing, that might be the only art you see all day, and it plants something in you. It might make you happy. It might, it might make
you say, "What's this?" You know?
Yeah. And you go on your way. You know what I'm saying?
The first one I ever saw was on 127th Street and 2nd Avenue.
Yeah, we did
on the handbook.
we actually did a photo shoot. With Sniper. We should have pulled it up right in front of the Crack is Whack sign.
Crack is Whack. Yeah.
So Crack is Whack was and Crack is Whack is the pride of El Barrio, right? It's like
yes.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that mural.
It's a landmark.
Yep.
It is a landmark. We they named the park after Crack is Whack. Like
it was just
yeah.
I think we might have lost G for a minute.
All right. So what we're gonna do is right now we're gonna go into this food video and we're gonna come back and talk to Joe Conzo.
Did I lose you guys?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Did I lose you guys?
Yeah, a little bit. We're back. But I'm gonna go to this food video. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk it up with you guys again and chop it up. All right.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What's up, y'all? We're gonna make some grilled Atlantic salmon, sauteed with asparagus, with onions and garlic on a mixed bed of salad. We're gonna do that today, man. See how nice that is? Make sure the salmon looking good. You don't want any imperfections and you don't want it smelling. We're gonna cut it up. Cut it 3 pieces. Let's do it. Yeah. Look at that. This, I'm gonna keep this for later so I can use this later on. Because I want some nice pieces here. Nice unified. Looking good. Now we're gonna start with my brine. Some lemon juice, apple cider, some black pepper, some Old Bay, some salt, and some cumin. We're gonna mix that around. A rule of thumb, don't brine the salmon too long. 1 hour per pound is good. Because if you keep it in there too long, there's a possibility that it will be over salty, man. And if it's over salty, guess what? I mean, you can always put it under cold water and draw out the excess salt, but who want to do that? I'm gonna cut up some garlic. And cut up some onions too. We're gonna make a sack. Put some bay leaves in it. pepper, some cumin, peppercorn, cinnamon, oregano. And we're just gonna make this into like a sack here. We'll tie it up with a string, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. Let's get this going. Some oil. Put my onions in there. My garlic. Stir that around a little bit. My wine. You use any kind of wine, white wine. And some water. Sack. Put that sack in there. We're gonna let that boil. Asparagus time. Let's do this. I cut off the edges. That's like the bitter part for me. But we're gonna cut the edges off a little bit. There we go. My garlic. Chop that up a little bit. There we go. Some oil. Let's get those onions in there. Garlic. Keep these in here until we get a little translucent. Let's add our broth. Salt. Pepper. Let's cover that. Let it get nice and tender. Take our sack out right now. This is done. But let's get to these salmon, man. Look at the salmon. It's been there for 3 hours. It's looking good. Let's take it out. Look at that. I'm just gonna add some butter on here. Drench it just a little bit at the top here. There we go. I'm gonna put the skin down, people. Skin down. There you go. So when you're cooking the salmon and you want to keep the skin on it, the skin provides a safe layer between the fish and the hot pan or grill. So start with the skin side down, let that crisp up, and it'd be easier for you to slide that spatula under the skin and the flesh of the fish, and it come out nice and right, man. Food for thought, people. Let's keep it going. Plate this real quick, because this is where the salmon is going to go on top of this mixed bed of salad here. Look at that. Jack flakes. Very good. I'll put another one here. Oh, timber. No timber. We're going to keep this up here. asparagus is gonna sit right up here, man. Look at that. No timber for me. I ain't go to culinary school for the timber. And we're gonna add that onion and garlic sauce right on top of that, man. I wish you could smell this right now. Amazing. Share, subscribe, like, go to the YouTube channel, Food for Thought, FFT on YouTube. All the ingredients down and below, man.
Back. What's up, D?
Yeah, you back, bro. You back.
I'm getting hungry, man.
Yeah, man. So we back with our
Right. How come I don't ever remember you cooking at the station like that?
I did. You wasn't ever there that day.
Okay.
That's what he trying to pass off, Joe. He trying to pass that off for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm glad my wife ain't watching because she's always getting on my case. I don't cook.
Right.
I save lives. I deliver babies. I pay the mortgage. I do everything else.
You don't cook, man.
I clean. I wash clothes. I don't cook.
Yeah, man.
But guess what? I got a solution. I got a solution for that. See, I'm a negotiator.
Oh.
Right? You're 20 minutes down the block from Red Spec. So now
I'm gonna put in the order in the morning.
There you go. You see?
Go pick it up.
See, you know how we do. You know what we do, Joe.
Comes home. I'm gonna go. Look what I cooked for you.
Yeah, and he used to get the barbecue sauce. I used to make the barbecue sauce and all that stuff or whatever. But welcome back, man. Welcome back. We're back with the legend Jibbo the Pro and the legendary Joe Conzo, man. We back again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Joe, out of all the pictures that you took, which ones were the most influential to you, man, and said, yo, listen, this is something right here I got in my hand, man.
I have so many. I get asked that question all the time, and they're all my kids, so to speak. Some are more iconic than others. Like I have some of the earliest images of Kool Herc. And just recently at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the Barclays Center, they licensed to use my images, and that's really cool to see my images on the big screen honoring the father of hip hop, Kool Herc. The Cold Crush brothers, my brothers, those images are, my high school prom in 1980 of them performing in the gymnasium, which that picture of, the four of them sharing two mics was used in the movie CB4, Chris Rock.
Oh, right.
No photo credit, no licensing, no compensation, no nothing.
How did they place it in the movie? Where was it? Because I'm going to look now.
So if you go to the movie, and in the introduction of the movie is my photo. And it says photo by Joey Kane because that's what I went by back in the days and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, imagine me sitting in a movie theater watching this new movie by Chris Rock that comes out, and I see my photograph.
Chris Rock. He wanted his money.
No. So I go to Nelson George, who produced the movie. I pull him to the side, and I say, "Yo, where's my check?"
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, come on, Joe. That was so long ago, Joe. This, that, and the other.
Really?
I'm like, it's okay, Nelson. Whatever, but don't do it again. Don't do it again.
I was at your house.
Yes.
So, and we were talking about something like that. Like there was a guy or somebody who had your merchandise and wasn't supposed to use it.
So I mean, listen. The internet has been a blessing and a curse. Okay,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure Jibbo can attest to it. You know, his tapes being out there, people using it, even Keith Haring images being used without permission, and this, that, and the other. So you know, from time to time, people jack my images, and they use it. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a good lawyer and good, team that, will send out those letters and,
cease and desist.
A cease and desist. And, a couple times I've gotten some nice checks behind, some big corporations jacking my images.
Right.
And, what's sad is like, all you got to do is ask.
Exactly.
All you got to do is ask. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say yes. But it depends on who you are. If you're VH1, Mass Appeal, Complex, this and the other, you're paying.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, no question. They got the budget. It's not even.
Yeah, but
for them.
if you're an institution, a university, a professor, this and the other, that's just me. Go ahead.
Right.
Because you asked. But don't use my stuff without asking, because I will come after you.
Exactly.
You will come get that check. And if they keep dodging, it's like, see, we was DJing them security. I mean, Jibbo and them security, but now we got wolves. So if that check, they ain't passing off that check, Joe, just holler at the moon, because hit him with it. Hit him with the wolves. Hit the wolves.
And I gotta be honest with you. It's not.
We ready to go, Joe. We ready to go.
I'm gonna be honest. It's not so much of a check. It's about respect.
Right.
That's exactly it, man.
That's what it is.
And if you respect my work as an artist, because I consider myself as an artist.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a photographer. I'm known for my work from the 70s and 80s, but I still shoot today.
Right.
Respect me as an artist, and it'll go back, and I'll reciprocate it and give it back. But if you don't respect that, then I'm gonna come at you from all angles.
Exactly.
Speaking of that,
I took a picture once to try to impress Joe.
And you did.
And it was a picture of, I forget what it was. I think it was a picture of Joe Conzo taking a picture of D Nice taking a picture of something that was off to the side.
Right.
And it was it.
Nice.
Wow.
I was trying to impress Joe with that one.
And you did, because that I was just speaking about that picture earlier today with the fellas. I'm usually on the side of the one side of the camera. I'm usually not on the other side of the camera. And that picture, G, is just like so iconic. Me shooting D Nice, shooting the DJ at the event that we were at, and it happened to be at the Crackers Whack.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what's funny? Now that you mentioned Joe, we last week we did
Violetta.
Grandmaster Flash. No, we did a video with Grandmaster Flash.
Oh yeah.
And Grand Wizard Theodore. He was doing his thing right at the DMC thing. I seen you in the video. I said, wait a minute, I know that shirt, right? Because he used to come to the station with the I don't know, the baseball shirt.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So I'm looking at the shirt. I'm like, but
he texts me.
Your face was cut off at that point. I was like, I know that shirt.
That's
and
funny.
then all of a sudden, you come in front of him. Click, 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 click.
Right. Yeah.
So I knew that was him. Yeah. So that was crazy the other day.
I just wanted I wrote something down. I want to tell Joe this. The rich history of hip hop you captured in your lens and you framed it for time, right? Because you did do that. a wise man told me, and we always say when a wise man talks, a wise man listen. That wise man happened to be on this screen right here next to me, Jibbo the Pro. We spoke earlier this week, and he said Joe was there with the embryo of hip hop.
Or the baby.
So when hip hop was just an embryo, you were there taking pictures of that embryo. So with that, taking the picture of the embryo, you watch the state of birth come after that of hip hop, and you capture that in your lens as well, right? And then after you capture that, you even said tonight, I'm still taking pictures, I'm still doing this. So even after that, you capturing the elevation and the manifestation, if that's the correct word, of it growing right now still. You know what I'm saying? From the embryo stage to now. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And Jibbo, you know how the twins, me, Bishop, Red, you know how we feel about you, how we feel about Double R. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
Thank you for giving us a chance. If Bishop was acting up a couple of times when we went upstate and fighting and acting up, remember he younger than us, so I know we had to snatch him back a couple of times.
That's a myth. That's
everything you showed us. Thanks for everything you showed us.
Thank you,
letting
man.
us tag along, doing the things we do. And Joe, we still, the union delegate, union president. So big up my union brothers, local one. I had to get him out of trouble too with the union. I didn't win the arbitration case, you know what I'm saying? But we got red specs. I can't put 127th Street, right where that crack is wax sign. There used to be a recycling place there.
The first recycling place in New York.
And we organizing. And we organizing like back in the days. Big up to Terry Smalls. He used to take us out there, the coalition. We get on them yellow school buses early in the morning. And we out there trying to fight for the Blacks and Puerto Ricans to get the plumbers jobs. And, so we were doing that in the recycling industry because it was brand new. So we organizing, union come. So we want to keep it in that same old school union style, right? So Bishop goes and he has a little accident and drops some ceramic in the glass furnace. And he got messed up. But he messed his old self up, He just went overboard, Jibbo. Just like I said, upstate. That's Bishop. When he was young, forget about it.
That's why I got fired.
That's why he got fired. I tried, Joe. Unions can't do everything for them. I tried.
No, we can't save everybody.
No, we can't.
I don't know. I think I was a mess back then. You know what I'm saying? I grew out of that. I think after I had my first son. I started to think of things different than the way I was before. Because before I had that, I don't give a F attitude all the time. You know what I'm saying? This is before I came to the fire department. I didn't even want to come to the fire department. And when I came to the fire department and I was up in the academy, you could ask Briggs Hall. You know Briggs Hall, right? You could ask him. We were at the end of it, and we were doing some testing, and they failed me on 2 of the tests. And they said, in order for you to pass, you got to pass those 2 and these 4 over here. I got pissed. Listen, I went berserk in the whole academy. They thought they was going to call the police, right? So then Briggs Hall took me outside. He was like, Trent, you right there. Just hold on. We going to make it. I said, how I'm going to pass 6 stations now? And I just failed 2. So I got to pass those 2 plus 4. I said, I was going berserk. But if it wasn't for him to take me back in there, calm me down, I would have never became a paramedic. And that's the attitude I had. The F everybody, the F everybody attitude.
And there was a couple of family members that followed right in his footsteps.
Yeah, there's a couple of
like Kana went on. She became, EMT. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was a beautiful thing. We don't stop. I like to say, and I like to tell all the wolves, we wolves. We rip the flesh off the bone. We don't give up. We rip the flesh off the bone. And when the flesh is gone, we go for the bone marrow because the bone marrow got all of the nutrients. And we want to be big wolves. So we got to go holler at the moon. That's how it is. You don't give up. Never give up. Never surrender. Can always keep doing it. Look, I'm a dinosaur with all this tech. I was just telling G, like I like, yeah, but you got to get in it. If I got to reach out to people and we trying to connect and bring this whole essence back and show these other people, like the young ones coming up, like this is how that you build relationships like this that last forever.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got so much of them out here now chasing the bag that's not really, that bag is cool, but it ain't going to build that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Look, you and Bishop live 20 minutes away from each other. Y'all go smoke a cigar, you know. This is the things that they don't get. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that like media and TV and all this social media, these are the things that it planted in their minds. Yeah. And that's the thing that messes them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a bag is important. A bag, you know, you gotta understand, man, that the messages that we receive in this country, you know, it's about consuming, right? It's about consuming a lot, you know. Stuff is what makes you valuable, like name brands, like that kind of, you know, like when you get older, you realize, damn, man, like I wasted, like people that collect, like, I don't know, like Jordans and stuff like that. Like you know, you get to a certain age, you like, damn, yo, it's wasteful. It's like, or how many cars can I drive at one time? You know what I mean? Like, you know,
exactly.
So, you know, I think it's really about getting, you know, yeah, the bag is important, but community is important.
Yeah.
Family is important.
Family, very important.
Family
Community
is paramount. Family is the foundation to your legacy, to your life. You know, I'm a 9/11 pancreatic and liver cancer survivor. And if it wasn't for my wife, my family, and my friends, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking. So family is important. You know, listen, if you can get a bag, get a bag. All right? Yeah, we all got to eat this, that, and the other. But you got to balance it out.
Exactly.
You have to balance. It's not all about the bag. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay? It's about legacy, integrity. You know,
it's about giving back too, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of them don't give back now.
You know, I'm in recovery. I've been clean and sober now. Next week, 33 years.
Big up, bless.
You know, and we got a saying, you can't keep it unless you give it away.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I get invited to speak or participate or whatever, it's about giving it away. It's about sharing your life experiences, your hope, your strengths, and everything. And that's why I'm so respected, so to speak. And that's why I have the utmost respect for the people that I deal with, because it's reciprocated. It's back and forth.
You have earned it, Joe. You have absolutely earned it, and then some, and then some.
You too, G. You too.
You need
T,
that.
you gotta try to do it because I don't have a new one. T, you gotta try to do it.
I just did.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So Jibbo, I saw New York City tastemakers, they honored you for DJ of the month or something. I don't know where that was at. 2020 in 2020.
I mean, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been. I feel like that was like my man Gungi.
Gungi Rivera.
How was that? I what did they do? It was a ceremony. It was just
no, it was not ceremonial. It was just an acknowledgement. You know, like it's interesting that Gungi and I have become friends recently. Like I feel like all through the 90s, like we didn't really have a relationship, even though he was like doing the clubs and all that stuff. Like me and Ray were not really doing that many clubs. We were so into the tape thing.
Right.
And that in and of itself was its own monster that we didn't focus on the clubs.
Right.
So Gungi, you know, was like probably the top
man
in the city. He was the top guy in the city. And he and I didn't become friends till, you know, recently. And it's interesting. We have all these stories, and you know, he's like such a different guy than he was back then. You know, he has this foundation that the Haring Foundation donates to because he's trying to find a cure for this disease that killed took his son.
Yeah.
His son was 7.
That's crazy.
And it's a very rare disease that took his son.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a Christian Rivera Foundation.
Christian Rivera Foundation. So the Haring Foundation, we buy tickets to his gala every year. Every year I'm in a tux, rocking, going to his event.
Right.
And it's for research, and it's a really good cause. And the kids that come up, are some of them are still living. They're living longer now because of the work that he's done, man. Like I'm like, yo, man, like.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Really, he's a really interesting, dope person. Very different from the guy that I saw as a club promoter.
Yeah. I'm gonna say a name to you, G, and I want you to tell me the first thing you think about when I say this.
Uh-oh.
Rob De Niro.
God bless the dead, man. Rob De Niro, really a brilliant DJ, man.
Yeah, he was.
El Barrio's finest. He was part of this crew called
De Niro fan.
No.
Before De Niro fan.
It was him. Oh, Funky Sensation.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
He was down with Funky Sensation. It was him and this other cat. And, they were just really dope, yo. They were really dope. And, De Niro passed away a few years back. So I remember him fondly. I do.
Yeah. When the Wolfpack was up here in the building, we went one by one and asked them about Rob De Niro, and they had amazing stories about it.
Yeah, even my son, my son said, like, yeah, he touched me, inspired me how to write, how to spit.
Yeah, man. He was a spitter, he was a DJ, he was he did a lot. He did a lot.
Yeah. Big up to Rob De Niro, man. Big up, man.
Gee, I know you producer. Is there any people who did you produce for? Whether it
was
was
interesting. A lot of people came through my studio early on. Like 50 came through. Like before he was anybody. He was down with Jam Master Jay, and he was signed to Jam Master Jay, as a matter of fact. And when they were doing the rounds, they were just trying to get hot. So it was 50 and everybody else that was down with Jam Master Jay's crew. So it was like maybe 5 guys.
Okay.
And 50 kicked the freestyle, I remember. And I don't know, you guys rhyme, right? So you guys know, like when somebody gets in a zone, like 50 got in a zone and he was somewhere else. Like I could see in his like eye, like he was not in that room spitting. He was somewhere.
Yeah, he was coming to get somebody.
He was somewhere else. He was like in his zone, and I remembered that about him. I don't know. I've been in a bunch of rooms with a bunch of people, man, and like for me, it was like the purity of like the mixtape thing. Like it was not like, I did want to make records, and I did make records, but it was like I don't know, like this energy that I just wanted to be a part of, like hip hop to me was just this thing that it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with like, it just was like this essence of like respect and
it's just the love of it, just the love of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's like this thing, man. And I, I'm not DJing as much as I used to DJ, but I still I stay active. I still make, beats. Nowadays, like I'm going back to my 17-year-old circle. Like when I was a 17-year-old, I used to write and I used to rhyme and stuff.
I heard that. I heard them bars there. I said, wait a minute.
I've been brushing up on my little bar game.
That's it. Well, Mama said we always got to be ready in case they,
Exactly. You got to have a 16 in the tuck.
That's right.
Exactly. So Joe, you recently had an expedition display They all had all your photos on last time, right? And that's I wanted to go to that one. I didn't know until the end that you had that. Just tell the listeners what's in the works. What's the next thing you're doing now?
So I'm working on. Well, I worked on an exhibition that's going to be opening up March 22nd at the Bronx Documentary Center in the Bronx, 2 blocks from where I grew up from, Melrose Avenue and 151st Street.
Okay.
Bronx Documentary Center is doing wonderful things for over 10 years. It's a safe haven for kids and older people that want to learn photography, videography, college prep, and this, that, and the other. I sit on the board of directors there. So I'm doing a show that's opening up on the 22nd, and it's called Conzo, a look back at the Bronx, 77 to 84. And it's all some of my most iconic black and white images that I took. Not only, I'm known as a hip hop photographer, but like I wear a lot of hats. My dad was Tito Puente's personal confidant, so I have intimate photos of Tito Puente, Hector Lavoe, Eddie and Charlie Palmieri. My grandmother, Evelina Antonetti, affectionately known as the Hell Lady of the Bronx, responsible for bilingual education in the public school system. We demonstrated against the movie Fort Apache, the Bronx. So I have pictures of demonstrations and just some urban shots of the Bronx during the 70s and 80s. I have tons of photos of firefighters and fires. And it's ironic that I ended up working for the fire department.
Crazy. The irony.
But I'm excited about this show because they're all what we call silver gelatin prints. So they're prints made from my negatives. They're not digital prints.
Wow.
So to the listeners out there, my negatives sit at Cornell University, 10,000 images, and you can go to the Cornell Hip Hop Collection and see 10,000 of my images. And I deposited my negatives there maybe about 15 years ago. And the reason why I did it was because I got tired of hearing all these stories about John Coltrane's master tapes found in a dumpster or so-and-so's masters lost in a flood and this, that, and the other. And I was like, God forbid, living in the Bronx, there's a fire and I lose all my archives. So my friend Johan Kugelberg and I, we worked out a deal with Cornell. My negatives sit on the same shelf as a Gettysburg Address. How fucking cool is that?
That is insane.
And they're preserved. And I retain the rights. I still retain ownership of the images for 50 years after I die so my family can eat. And they were gracious enough to let me go up there, pick up about 50 negatives to do this show. So I'm really proud of this show. Please come on out. It's a Friday night in the Bronx. Grand Wizard Theodore will be spinning. The Tax Crew came.
Wow.
Are doing draft there, and it's like a homecoming for me. So
Joe, are any of the photos in that exhibition for sale?
Yeah, that go G.
So yes, I donated a set of images to the Bronx Documentary Center because they're 501c non-for-profit. They survive on grants and private funding. So yes. So any prints that want to be bought.
You said you sit on the board, right?
Yes.
Listen, man, if there's anything that we can do, if you guys are
Jibbo,
listen. If you guys, hold on. If you guys,
hold on, G, hold on. Yeah, repeat that, brother.
I was going to say that we the Haring Foundation prides itself on Keith cared about kids quite a lot. Maybe there is something that we can connect on and maybe
Jibbo,
that's something.
I will definitely be calling you tomorrow.
Please, bro.
Definitely
Hit me, we'll
calling you
make something happen.
tomorrow.
I'd love to be able to do something.
And hopefully you and your queen can come by.
I love that.
His wife is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I heard
DJ,
she
DJ too, right?
Yeah.
She DJ. I wanted to know where the DJ battles go at in the house. Do y'all start DJ battling?
She's way past me, bro.
Oh.
And she's the sweetest, down to earth, humble person in the world.
She's dope. She I say she's the DJ of the family, man, because she really is like, she's doing like big things. Like she's DJing for like Bobby Flay in Vegas. Like she's doing big things.
Right. Yeah, we was doing our homework on her. We did our homework on her. She got quite a resume there. Quite a resume.
Yeah, she does her thing. She really does.
Yeah.
But Joe, this time I want to come. Obviously, I can't do it on a Thursday because I'll be here on Thursday. But
it's a Friday night.
Okay, I'm definitely going to come, and I want to come, and I would like you to be there when I come.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm looking for Joe. Joe ain't come today.
You got to go to the opening.
I have to be at the opening. It'll be up for a month.
Yeah,
but I'm real excited about this. It's like a homecoming for me. I exhibit all over the world. But there's nothing like doing an exhibition in your home, in your community.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So everybody's invited, the listeners, and like I said, it's going to be fun. Grand Wizard Theodore is going to be spinning. Tax Crew are putting their mark up on the space. Those are my brothers.
Legends.
Those are my brothers.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
That's
awesome.
Nice. That's nice.
Thanks for the invite, Joe.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be there. Definitely got to come there.
So I'm gonna catch you on the next one because I'm over here in Charlotte. So
listen, Moon, make some contacts out there. I'll do a show out there in Charlotte, bro.
Oh, bless. We gonna we set that up. We set that up. All right. Yep. I'll talk to the missus and
I show my work everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
We set something up. I meant, weather's getting nice out here too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up.
Yeah, let's see.
That's what I'm talking about.
Angelina, I see you. Thank you very much. Dal Bonelli, D Music. We had him last week.
Music, my guy.
Yeah. What's up, man? What's up? He's in the chat. Keisha in the chat. And Chella, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in tonight too. We appreciate that, man. So these are legends here, man. Legends here.
Is that Vanchella?
That's Vanchella. Yeah.
Vanchella. That's my girl.
Hold it, Lieutenant Vanchella. You got to change that.
You're right.
You got to change that now. Goddamn.
Jibbo, do one of y'all see what's the gentleman's name from Calliope? Do you guys remember Calliope Studios?
The name didn't ring a bell.
Well, Calliope, we were going to Calliope in 1989 to 1990. No, 1987 to 1990, and that's where we did most of our tracks. That we have now, and we were showing people. Yeah, we showing people we had our masters because a lot of people don't, leave out of studios without their masters, and they crying with them. That's so. Back then, we were snatching up our masters. Like, no, get my masters. You know what I mean? So, but Calliope was on, I believe, 38th Street and West Side, somewhere over there.
See, y'all were advanced. I wasn't like in the big studios.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Thanks to a lot of people believed in us, like you and Double R. A lot of people believed in us, and like Chino and his family. You know what I'm saying? They believed in us, and they didn't just want us going out there doing crazy stuff. They believed in us, so they just helped us out. You know what I mean? And thank goodness we went up in there. We knew what we had to do. We went in there, did what we had to do, came out with our masters. But the thing is, we've been looking for the gentleman that was doing the. He went on to become a real. What's his name, T?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't. But he went on to do some big things, and his name is on the masters. And my track that I did, and I've been trying to get in touch with him. Maybe one of you guys can say, "Hey, Derek from the Four Kings trying to get in touch." It's Frankie Cutlass, because Frankie Cutlass, I believe he did a track Culture Driven that I did, because I think he was the one who took us to Calliope Studio.
Okay.
And before
Frankie's on social. He's on Facebook.
I've been hitting him up.
Yeah, we were trying to hit him up, get him on the show, and he I know he's busy.
Yeah, he's busy. Yeah, busy.
He never really answered us back.
Yeah, we just wanted to shout out, tell him thank you, because it's right there, and he might know the gentleman.
Maybe
the gentleman now got Grammys, and Calliope wasn't doing anything. And then after we left and did all of that stuff like that, then you had Tribe Called Quest, and
all of them
came through.
That could show you our beginning. You understand? That could show you like
humble beginnings.
Right after we were in the studio at Calliope, then that's when Jungle Brothers came out. What was that? 6
Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest
De La
and all
Soul.
Came after.
I used to play a lot of De La Soul. Remember, G?
Yeah. And then when we went there, I think we met Chrissy Ais. Remember Chrissy Ais? It was she was a Latin singer.
Yeah,
I remember.
Chrissy Ais.
Yeah. We
You
had
remember
met
her, right?
I remember her.
And I think we met her through Frankie as well.
Frankie was big in freestyle.
Yeah,
he did his thing in that.
That's how Culture Driven is. It has that freestyle that set it off. It set it off. But he was spinning backwards, and he'd like, yo, the track is crazy.
Yeah, Frank is nice, bro. Frank is dope.
Yeah.
And when I didn't hear it in years until Bishop, Respect got to, but he said, yo, I got something for you. I said, what are you talking about? And when he put that on, me and the twins was right.
We did a world premiere on one of the episodes, and
it was crazy.
So, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure for you guys coming up. Jibbo the Pro, Joe Conzo, the legends, man. It's just been a pleasure to see you guys, man, as friends, as hip hop artists, and doing your thing, photography, and it's been a blessing, man. And I just want to thank you for coming on Food for Thought, and thank you very much. Love you guys, man.
Thank you for having us, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. What's up, y'all? We got BK Pinky in the building. He got some news for us, and let's say what's
the dugout.
Pinky, what's good, man? We got Yeah, we was having trouble getting you on, man. I don't know the problem with the link or whatever, but I'm sorry about that, brother. But
no problem.
I know you was in them streets.
Yeah, we ain't gonna leave.
I was in those streets, man. I was in them streets.
Getting that news.
Like, yo, getting the news, man.
Like, yo.
News for you. Say another word. Well, I got a word to say, and that's guilty, guilty, guilty. Meaning the two accusers for the Jam Master Jay trial was found guilty and was facing up to 20 years life in prison for killing Jam Master Jay, the DJ of Run DMC, real name Jason Mizell, in New York City recording studio in October 2002. It's been now almost 22 years since his death, and they finally got a guilty verdict.
Yes, sir.
And closure to the family.
Now, how you do it? On the Wendy Williams documentary, I was kind of sad for Wendy Williams. I watched it because she didn't look like herself. She looked confused, allegedly going through dementia. She also cannot walk due to some foot problems called lymphedema. She lost a lot of weight as well. Wendy Williams also has a guardian to watch over her money and her well-being. The documentary showed her battling alcohol, addiction to alcohol as well. So we pray for Wendy Williams and her family and hope she gets better soon because we miss her hot topic. Well, Benzino was on Drink Champs with Nori and DJ Effin. And this is what happened. Please roll the clip real quick.
Hip hop was given to us by God to save us, man. The bottom line of all this, we got to come together and stop bullshitting with each other.
Yes, I agree.
Stop criticizing each other and disrespecting each other.
Stop killing.
We got to unify together. Even if we're wrong, we make mistakes, we got to come together, man. Enough is enough, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
They're using it against us, bro. Like, let's come together, bro. They love us. The world loves us. Let's just come together. Let's stop, man. Even the young niggas everywhere, man. Let's stop. I love y'all niggas, man. There's no reason to be killing each other and going against each other. We all come from nothing. It's a blessing that we can feed each other's families from this shit. Why are we like this, bro? Why do we disrespect each other in the worst way, bro? Why, bro? Like, we the shit. All the comedians, all the rappers, all the actors. Let's support each other, bro. We got to come together. Black people, we got to come together. People of color, we got to come together. Melanated people, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. And I'm not saying white people are against us, but the power structure that run all this, hip-hop was given from God, and it gave niggas that could come out of jail and give them checks. And we constantly going at each other, and they laughing.
Wow. Damn, Benzino. He went from gangster to a gentleman, from a dog to a youth activist. Rick James said, cocaine is a powerful drug, but also the liquor. However, I felt also he was telling the truth about us blacks, but he also was tattletelling like a 4-year-old. Black people not sticking together, hurting each other and killing each other. Benzino was talking pure, like that white Henny he was probably drinking, but maybe too much. And Eminem, please have a conversation with this man, because 22 years, this is crazy.
Facts.
Facts. Thanks for everybody coming in and tuning in, man, because without you, it won't be us. Jibbo the Pro, Joe Conzo,
yeah,
Carter, Big K Pinky, everybody that tuned in today, to our listeners, to our viewers. Until next Thursday, be here or be square. Yo, peace, everybody.